more male than I was there. I was more anxious amongst people I knew. Right. So that was a hard deal too. So it's out there,
you know. Like story, but I think it's a good thing now. Like you two, what do we do, Greasy? We did this big boxing challenge, and at the end, Gavin Top taught us he just wants men to come alive in this weird world where it's just strange. In the last, we're not doing the things we want to do necessarily, but to go bang, I am who I am, and that's what's the word? That's the best thing that everyone around you can be. No.
That boxing challenge you did had absolutely nothing to do with the boxing. It's all about finding who you are.
Yes. And feeling confident behind it.
Everything, do all that and be confident.
Yep.
You know, it's like girls come up to me and go, how do you walk in those heels? It's confidence. You know? and I'm that good, but that's just...
Would you do a tampon ad?
Stop it.
There's a whole thing.
Stop it.
No, I mean, with that swagger and that confidence, I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
See, I can joke with you.
I don't know if I could pull it off.
Can I ask, have you seen the film Ed Wood?
No.
Oh, you've got to see that.
It sounds like a cheap porn movie, mate.
Oh, you please see that film. You would have seen it. Johnny Depp.
No, I know of it.
It's a Tim Burton film, like, think Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's disturbing, yeah.
Well, if I can say this, everyone needs to watch this, because Ed Wood he made Plan 9 from Outer Space, the old 50s films of black and white flying saucer films. And they were voted...
Flying saucers on strings.
Yeah. So this film is all about him. Well, he would like to... All of a sudden, he started to wear women's sweaters. He was wearing his girlfriend's clothes, sweaters. And he came out as being, this is what I like to do. I love women. This is how I like to get closer to them. And he did his last directing with his crew. It's a great film to see. It's Johnny Depp plays the part.
So Drew, have you ever dressed as a woman?
He has at my parties.
Oh, he didn't tell me that.
It's an absolute...
Oh, yeah.
I'm not... I
want to break free.
He had bigger tits than I did.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were. I think they were probably soccer balls. They were ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right. It was a Halloween party. So I dressed as Frankie... Oh, what is he? Frankie Mercury.
Yeah.
Oh, Mercury.
But then
he had more roles than Tip Top. Bloody
I know. But here's where it was strange for me. So like I said, I thought I was going to everyone was going to be out there. So I thought, I found this thing online, Freddie Mercury's I Want to Break Free outfit, the pink pink top and the little black mini skirt.
You do go all out.
Yeah.
It was just really good.
Just Montana and I that were dressed like this.
So you left that detail out. You told me, I went to this party, I thought it was going to be this and that, and then there was just one guy and a bunch of blokes. You didn't tell me that bit. There was two guys.
There was no chicks. There was just Drew and I dressed in drag. And a whole heap of blokes eyeing him off like fresh meat.
Gangbang,
Oh, God.
Well, then, the reason I bring up Ed Wood is... how long were you? I have to ask. Were you dressing? The classic question that I guess everyone would ask you: when did you start to dress in?
When I was a teenager, I think when puberty kicked in, it went all pear-shaped, and I went the wrong way.
Really?
And then you sort of hide it because you're disgusted and you're ashamed of yourself, and then you're trying to figure it out, and then you're trying to stop it, and then you embrace it for a while, and then you hide it from your wife, and then it destroys your marriage, and then there's a whole bunch of emotions. Like, would you keep that a secret before it tore you apart and you'd have to tell somebody? And it wasn't until I put it as bluntly as that he understood the gravity of what it's like to be, gender dysphoric. Gender dysphoric is the actual term for it. You don't associate with the gender you were born with. And he broke down in tears, this bloke. He said, "You've had to deal with that for 30 years. I said, "Yes, mate." I said, "That's what happens." I said, "I've had this secret for 30 years. I've played the big man, I've played the thug, I've played everything just to try and dissolve that out of my brain. And like every woman in this world, she gets her way. And Montana came out, and I can't put her back. And the good thing about what is happening now, I've walked in here, dressed the way I'm dressed, and I don't care. 2 years ago, if I thought I looked remotely feminine, I would have been ashamed, disgusted. I'd race home and put on something more manly. I'd do anything I could do to stop that fact. But now I don't care. I don't give a flying shit what people think.
Great. And now you can have fun with it too.
Oh,
There's another level I can imagine you getting to. Like, wow, this is... now everyone sort of accepts me who I am. Now you can even...
I have the male of the species is stupid. And I'm sitting there... But, like some of the things... Like, I've got a sports bike. And I can be an absolute tart when I want to be in it. I had a pair of knee-high boots on and, tight pair of jeans and, and my jacket wasn't done up all the way and I had my helmet on. So for all intents and purposes, I was a female. So I pulled up at a set of lights on a sports bike next to a tradesman's ute. I damn near had all the tradesmen jumping out of the ute and I thought, you're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
So then I thought, let's play with these guys. So I pulled it up onto the back wheel, being all, sure of myself and my own ability. And I get down to the other set of lights and I go to put it down. And because I got a stiletto on, stiletto heel, couldn't find the back brake.
Oh, shit.
So I couldn't put the bike down. I thought, fuck it, I'll keep going.
Straight through the lights doing a wheelie.
And those guys are still dreaming about you.
They're still talking about, did you see that chick?
There was this, in 1998, there was this...
Remember that chick?
Yeah.
And all I could think of when I finally put the front wheel was, thank
It was
fuck
a cold
for that.
winter's night.
Oh, you sound like something out of a Michael Jackson movie.
It's good with these earphones, huh?
Yeah,
Can you feel that now? I always say anyone who comes on this podcast, you could get some headphones on. There's something about your own voice. Anyway,
I hate my own voice. I sound like a man.
No, well, here's another. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you. Oh, geez, how can I say this?
Get it out there.
Yeah, okay. You definitely a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can I mention the
What?
Can I get it out there? Hormones and
Yeah,
of course. Well,
Well, we know each other, Drew. It's not as if I'm going to take offence.
Well, hello, thousands of people.
I don't care.
Okay, well, I remember
I've
a year
walked
ago.
through the middle of Burley in a pair of stiletto heels. Like, do you think I care?
Oh, great. Well, I'll be honest with you. Only a year ago, I remember you saying, "Oh God, these hormones that I'm taking, they actually make me suicidal."
Absolutely.
And you got off them for a little while.
Yeah, I couldn't.
At the time.
I couldn't deal with it. Back then there was 6 times last year that I couldn't deal with it. It's a completely, to be harsh about it, it's a head fuck. There's 6 times I really wanted to end it. The last one, a friend of mine, she rang me and she talked me down. But I was in my car and I had a liter of vodka and every pill I could find, and I wasn't coming back. And that's because there's no support on the Gold Coast. And the support that was on the Gold Coast was a thinly veiled bunch of dirty old men that wanted to screw cross-dressers. And I'm not a cross-dresser. We had this conversation before. And that's what really shits me is, there's all this support and hoo-ha in the press, But it's like anything. It's what is manufactured. It's what sells papers, So,
it's not grassroots.
When you say support, is it just sorry?
I was just going to say, is it? Do you think it's like not understood or grassroots yet, or it's too precious a thing to people to know where
it's
to
fragile.
start?
It's fragile. You're like the people that the gay community are fine. You could be gay anywhere in Australia within reason. No one cares. But if you're transgender or if you associate with a female body, then they sort of look at you and go, there's something not right with you. You must be a dirty old man. Maybe that's in my head, I don't know. But that's definitely some of the... I mean, I always get a double look. I don't care. I get the odd person that stares, and I've had a handful of people that have got something to say about it. But the way I see it is their demons are bigger than my demons. If they've got something to say about it, there's something wrong with them, not with me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the only one. I know what I am. They don't know what they are. Right. You know, I don't care.
You'd have to say, almost in their defence, I like the idea that that only a few hundred years ago we're tribal. Mm. So if someone visually different comes into, you kind of go, okay, what sort of, with my monkey brain, where do I pigeonhole this person? Where do they fit in the tribe? Which is why I think that you being here talking about this is great for everyone. You know, because I would go, okay, are you gay? You know, all these little things would go through my head. Like, what?
There's a standard set of questions. Are you gay? What are you going to do with your bits? Do you dress? Are they your girlfriend's clothes? Well, you've seen my girlfriend.
Smoking hot. Can I say?
Do you think I could fit into any of her clothes? You got more chance of me jumping over your fucking building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you know what I was getting at, and you yourself would have the same brain as well about something that comes along and goes, well, okay, what's going on here? Like,
well, you know, in Australia, to get the hormone replacement drugs, the estrogen, you have to do certain things. You have to go and see it starts with your GP to psychologist, psychologist to psychiatrist, and it all is just a money grabbing thing. You know, like the conventional sciences or whatever you want to call it, they're just following a playbook. You can tell them what you want to tell them, and they'll give you the answers that they want to hear. Like, it doesn't really matter. But to do all this in Australia, you have to follow these people.
Yeah, I got a mate that wanted some certain kinds of drugs basically once, and he said, I just went to the doctor and told him I had all these problems, and then I got all those drugs as many times as I want.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, I just faked it, and boom, I get the drugs.
There's a thing now called trans-trender, which are people that want to be trendy, so they're transgender. Oh my God. If they had any idea what I've had to go through to be who I am and they want to be trendy, I want to slap them. Yeah. But, you know, getting back to what you're saying before, it's a bit like one of Billy Connolly's stories. He starts on one end and ends up on another end, and there's a bit in the middle. But anyway.
Good.
That's the way it always works on the show.
He did all right.
He made $1 or $2. Yeah. It didn't work in my world. I've got no money. I can't even afford to pay attention. But anyway. But, you know, like, the support groups that are out there are not for everybody. And I guess we've got to find somebody that can support somebody somewhere. There is a support group now on the Gold Coast. I've never been. And it's getting back to what you said about people's judgment and people, you know, saying there's something wrong. I couldn't go to a transgender support group. The reason being is I don't like looking at transgender people because they make me feel inadequate. They make me feel bad. So I can't figure that out in my own head. So I don't expect...
Can I ask, in a competitive way? Or something?
No, I look at some of these trans people and I'm thinking, God, you're weird.
Wow.
Are you projecting that on them, though? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that sounded really, really horrible, but I'm being brutally honest here. I know I'm the ugliest chick in the world. And it's all about managing my gender dysphoria. But I sometimes see some trans people, and I hope I don't offend any of them, but I sometimes see them, and I think, my God, do I look like that? Am I that bad? And that's the remnants of what society drums into your brain. Society drums into your brain from day one. Girls play with dolls, boys play with guns. Or cars. Let's use cars. Cars are better than guns.
Yeah.
So, day one, it's the white picket fence, wash your car on the Sunday afternoon, roast for Sunday, da-da-da-da-da, that kind of lifestyle. We don't live like that anymore. Mm. We need to start bringing our children up as a gender-neutral sort of a deal. If a boy wants to play with a doll, play with a doll. If a girl wants to play with a car, play with a car. You know, I work in a automotive trade, and I've seen 3